Good afternoon and welcome to Courtroom Chronicles, Charles of South Africa. Before we start, I just want to say how proud I am of the ladies and gentlemen that not only wore black, changed their profile pictures to purple, but they also went on a march and lied down at 12 o'clock this afternoon. We are so proud of you, and we are just praying for a change in this country. And for every lady who didn't get an opportunity like I was, actually, yes. Like I was, to go to the street and do the march. In your corner, whatever that you do, talking about these victims, praying, reporting this, talking about it on social media. We are so proud of you, ladies. This is history, and we are just praying for a better country. And yeah, man. Yeah, I just wanted to say big ups to you guys. And now let us also, and myself, yes, for the activism that I do. And also, I'd like to say happy birthday to you, Mdase. If you're celebrating your birthday, you'll be celebrating it tomorrow. You were celebrating it yesterday, the day before, this week. Happy belated birthday and happy birthday to you today. So this case, the one that we are going to talk about, you've seen on the thumbnail, we're going to talk about Tiffany Meek. It's a case that you know. This is video number 22. So it's not like we are going to talk about what happened and talk about the whole thing from beginning. No, we are just going to talk about what happened yesterday. We know that yesterday there was a new development, a new charge that changed the whole entire thing now, the overall case. So on the 20th of November 2025, which was yesterday, Tiffany Meek appeared in the Johannesburg court for the first time because her case was heard at Roodepoort Magistrate Court, and it was officially moved to Johannesburg High Court. So for the first time, she appeared at Johannesburg High Court. So during that appearance, the state added a brand new charge against her, which is the child abuse and neglect. This is what I want us to talk about. Oguti, some people are asking themselves, why bring this charge now? Because there were 4 charges, now we've got 5 charges, and today I want us to zoom into that and help each other understand. So why the new charge now? That might be the question. How does this even work? A lot of people are confused about why charges are added months later. So let me explain this the way that I understand, and I hope that you also understand. When a case first breaks, the police work under initial evidence, what they have at the time. If you remember that it took time, about 2 months, for her to be arrested, because the incident happened in May 2025. We waited for June, then July, we heard that a relative has been arrested, only to find out that it's her. So what we see immediately, what witnesses say, what the scene reveals, as the investigation continues, more information comes in. That's how it works. So we've got forensic reports, we've got digital evidence. Digital evidence, we're talking about your CCTV camera, which there was none, so we don't have that. We're talking about the information on their cell phones. I remember they took Tiffany Meek's cell phone and the grandmother's cell phone, Debbie-Dan's cell phone. And also they took statements from neighbors, because I remember the first Sunday I saw Debbie-Dan for the first time in my life with Tiffany Meek. They spoke about how the police were taking statements from their neighbors, listening to what their neighbors were saying, and they took their cell phones. So when we talk about digital evidence, we're talking about that. We are talking about items that were found during the search. We know that a school bag was found, the shoes were seen there, and a red jacket was seen there. And in that school bag, there were books inside that showed that the Jayden-Lee Meek went to school, and there was work that was done and came back. But the mom, Tiffany Meek, had told us that the child didn't make it to the unit. Child went to school but didn't come back. So we are talking about things like that, items that were found, expert opinions, and sometimes new witnesses. So this is how they combine these charges. So once investigators gather enough evidence, then they hand this over to the NPA, what we know as National Prosecuting Authority, the NPA. So the NPA's job is to decide what charges must go to court. They are the ones that decide whether more evidence is needed, whether charges must be added later, or whether some charges must be removed. So what we've seen, that the charges that were there, 4 of them, nothing was removed. Instead, a charge has been added. So when we see now there's a new charge and it's months later, and it usually means that there's new evidence that has come in, and the NPA has strengthened the case now, and investigators finally connected something that was uncertain before. So I hope I'm making sense. So the timing isn't unusual that now a new charge has been brought in. It's usually quite normal in serious cases. And this is a serious case that moves South Africa. And let me remind you that this case happened just a few months after, if not a month, after we've dealt with the Jocelyn Smith case. And you know, those advocates, they showed us that they're serious about children and children's rights. So just after this is what we came, and people were just saying, hey, we wish that they can take the same judge and bring the same judge this side. The prosecutors must come this side. And that's not how it works. Those people were in Cape Town, in Saldanha Bay, and this side we're talking about Fleurhof, which is here in Johannesburg. So that's not how it works, where you pick and choose your judges and all of that. But yeah, let us get back into this, is that here's the big question that I know that you're asking yourself, and I'm asking myself also. How do you frame someone for child abuse? That's what I'm asking. I'm asking myself. This is where things get interesting now and messy. Tiffany has been saying from day one that she's been framed. You guys know that. I've listened to her affidavit. I've also watched her interviews. I've watched her demeanor. I've listened to the grandmother. We heard how the IO has messed up somewhere, somehow. We had the private investigator talking, although we couldn't see the face. And we have all this information that we were told was found in the unit. The UV light exposing the blood stains and the blood stain on the pillow. And we had a lot of things when it comes to this case. So now, my question is now, how do you frame someone for child abuse? So now let's talk about this. The charge like child abuse or child neglect is not something prosecutors just throw around casually. It usually comes from medical examinations. It comes from patterns of injuries, reports from teachers, witnesses' statements, prior complaints, and social services records, or forensic evidence showing repeated harm. So we just can't wait to hear where are these child abuse reports coming from. So the question is, how do you frame someone for abuse if there's no supporting evidence? It's not impossible. We've seen wrongful charges in the history, but it's difficult to push such a charge without something backing it up. So I hope, I'm clear. So that's why the timing of this charge is raising eyebrows. So remember, there was an old rumor about child abuse. Now let's talk about something that many of you know if you've been following the case from the beginning. Earlier this year, there were rumors that the school had previously raised concerns about possible abuse. And those concerns were apparently dropped. Remember, they were mentioned in court, and they were discontinued or were never formally escalated. We saw the school, the Gauteng Department of Education representative telling us on TV that there were rumors of such a thing, that the child was abused and would come to school with bruises, and sometimes would tell the teachers the child didn't eat. Those charges were later said to have been rumors, they were not true. So I'm asking myself, if these charges have been brought back because there's more evidence now to prove things, or there are witnesses, we do not know at this point. So we never actually got clear details of what had happened. Nothing was officially confirmed. The school didn't use a formal complaint that led to real action. And I think in the past I've also spoken about this, that if the school was found that it saw something but it didn't report, someone is going to be in trouble. Someone is going to be in trouble because they are obligated legally to report such thing. You as a neighbor, you can keep quiet and not say anything, but the school is obligated. A social worker is obligated. But now months later, we see now that the state comes back with a formal child abuse and neglect charge. So we have to ask, did the NPA revive the old information? Was something overlooked earlier? Or is there brand new evidence that the public didn't know about yet? That's what we're asking ourselves. Because here's the thing, child abuse charges, that they don't just appear out of nowhere. Something had to trigger this. Something had to trigger that. So maybe there's new information that we do not know yet. So the quick answer to all of that is that maybe absolutely, and this is common with ongoing cases. Remember, the more they investigate, something else comes out, something new, and sometimes the public knows only 10% about that, and the investigators know a lot. So it's possible that there's forensic comparisons that were completed, medical reports and re-examinations, new witnesses that gave statements, and all statements that are re-evaluated. So we do not know. So we are waiting for that. She'll be going back on the 3rd of December, and I can't wait to hear where this now charge is coming from. So another possibility is that the NPA may believe that there was a pattern of behavior leading up to Jayden-Lee's death, which supports the child abuse allegation, even if the earlier rumors were dropped by the school. That doesn't mean Guti she's guilty. That doesn't mean that she's guilty, but it does mean that the state believes they have enough probable cause to put a charge before a judge. So that is huge. That's what we must know, that is huge. So today's update in context is that this is what we have for now, and a new abuse charge has been laid. The case officially is in High Court. Normally, case doesn't move from one point to another without a reason. And Tiffany applying for legal aid because she can't afford private lawyers anymore. And the previous evidence, like the school bags, the jacket, the shoes, still contradicting her original story. All of that together suggests that the state is tightening the case and preparing for trial. So with that being said, I just wanted to come and share that with you, and let me know what you think in the comment section. Respectfully, of course, you are allowed to say your opinion. And when I like or put a heart next to a comment, it doesn't mean that I agree with that person. We might have different opinions, but it's just to acknowledge that I've seen your comment. So some people think when you put a heart or a like, maybe you agree with that person. No, it's not always the case. Sometimes, yes, I do agree, even if I don't agree with you, but I will acknowledge that you did comment, because hey, we get different viewers here, and some people are disrespectful. That's one thing that I've learned since I've started doing content creation, but it comes with it. So with that being said, I hope Jayden-Lee Meek will get justice, because Jocelyn Smith, Jayden-Lee Meek, those people are close to my heart. Children as a whole, we try to do as much activism as we can as content creators, and I really pray that he gets justice. With that being said, I will see you in the next one. God bless you, and ciao.